Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 179. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 17th of June 2015, beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Old Man Logan number 2. He may be an old man, but never before has the world needed Logan as much as it does now. The people he loved have become mere memories. The world that he loved has decayed, becoming a festering wasteland. But in a world devoid of heroes, even someone who is the best there is at what he does may find themselves outmatched by evil. Series writer Brian Michael Bendis explained how this series ties into the original Old Man Logan story by Mark Millar. Quote, "It completely follows the original storyline's logic and continuity, while at the same time this new story will be one of the most important chapters of the Secret Wars universe. At the end of the original Old Man Logan, he started a journey to change the world around him. We are going to see just how successful he was and if the events of Secret Wars are a help or hindrance to his life's mission. I think this is one of Mark's best books. I said it when it came out and I say it today. I've reread it a few times over the years knowing that I was going to be doing this, and I am in total awe of how much fun this book was while being completely honest and true to the spirit of Wolverine. Like The Dark Knight Returns, you can't imagine a better look into the character's future, a more logical look at how it all turns out, than this. This iteration is very much like Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven character, a man who has had everything taken from him more than once, a man who has seen it all and done it all, and yet at the end of the day he still picks himself up and tries to fight the good fight. You don't have to have read the original series to understand what we're doing, but if you have, and I highly recommend that you do just for pure entertainment's sake, it absolutely follows what came before it. I think this is a logical progression for the character and the world around him." Close quote. At number 2, we have Justice League of America number 1. It's massive widescreen Justice League action and adventure from superstar writer-artist Brian Hitch. In this extra-sized debut issue, the League comes up against an armada of aliens heading for Earth that claims to be a peaceful religious tribe, but something sinister is lurking in their ranks, something with ties to ancient Krypton. This amazing kickoff issue is available with 7 different open-to-order variant covers by Brian Hitch, each spotlighting one of the 7 core members of the JLA, plus an incredible 1-in-100 7-panel fold-out variant cover that presents all 7 open-to-order covers together. Series writer and artist Brian Hitch told why this is a big deal for him. Quote, "The whole reason I have a passion for comics is these characters, and the whole reason I got into comics was to do these characters." Close quote. He went on to say, quote, "There's some massive scale stuff here I've never tried to draw before. Given what I've done in my career, that's saying something. I want to pit them against stuff you've never seen before. If it's the same villain they fought before, you know he's the bad guy, you know how he operates, and you know the League's going to win." Close quote. As for taking on writing, Hitch says, quote, "There's no writer to hide behind. If it sucks, it's my fault. If it doesn't work, it's my fault. If it doesn't live up to the expectation, it's my fault. Of course, if the reverse is true, then hurrah." Close quote. At number 3, we've got Alex plus Ada number 15, series conclusion. Series artist and co-creator Jonathan Luna said of the conclusion, quote, "Without ruining anything, I hope people will find something thought-provoking in it." Close quote. Writer and co-creator Sarah Vaughn added, quote, "We'll be seeing the aftermath of what happened on the beach and how Alex handles what's happened to Ada. Oh, and there's an end." Close quote. When asked how it feels to be finished, Vaughn responded, quote, "It's surreal. Alex plus Ada is my first complete comic series. John and I have spent such a long time holding the tension and working hard to get the book out, it's going to take some adjustment to not having to finish the next issue. I miss Alex and Ada already." Close quote. While Luna replied, quote, "Very rewarding. Sarah and I worked on this series for 2.5 years, talking on the phone almost every day to make it the best that we possibly could. I'm glad I can honestly say that I tried my very best to deliver a high-quality book on a regular schedule." Close quote. At number 4, we've got Runaways number 1. The best and brightest teens from all corners of Battleworld are chosen to attend a prestigious school on the planet's capital. But what does the new class do when they discover the school's beloved headmaster is actually a diabolical supervillain? Run away. A Secret Wars story like none other from the remarkable minds of Noel Stevenson and Sanford Green. Series writer Noel Stevenson described the cast, quote, "Most of the characters are established Marvel teens, but you'll find them a little different here. Although characters from many different teams will be represented here, this team is entirely its own new thing, and they'll all be called upon to play a role in it that they probably haven't before. I've been referring to them informally as the Breakfast Club because they're a group who wouldn't necessarily choose to hang out with each other under normal circumstances and actually outright hate each other in a few cases, but end up having to work together to survive and find out that they have more in common than they thought." Close quote. At number 5, we've got Wonder Woman number 41. A daring new direction begins with the arrival of a brand new villain, but while he may be new to us, he's not new to the world he seeks to tame. And speaking of villains, Donna Troy's quest to destroy Wonder Woman ratchets up another gear, if that's even possible, while the games of the gods bring dark portents to the ultimate Amazon. Series writer Meredith Finch discussed Donna Troy's role. Quote, I think the fact that Donna is being reinvented as a potential villain goes a long way toward creating a very different character from what she once was. When I found out that I was going to have the opportunity to bring Donna back to the DCU, I researched her various origin stories. I wanted to allude to what had gone before, but still create something fresh. Right now, Donna is a blank slate, and I'm really looking forward to developing her as a character as our story progresses. Close quote. Rounding out the top 10, at number 6, we have Robin, son of Batman number 1. The son of a bat and a demon, Damian Al Ghul has set out to forge his own destiny and atone for the shameful year of blood. Will he be aided or hindered by the behemoth Goliath? And what mysterious legacy trails behind him? Join writer-artist Patrick Gleason as he chronicles the globe-hopping adventure of Robin, son of Batman. At number 7, we have Black Canary number 1. Dinah Lance hits the road. After years as a soldier and vigilante, the last place Dinah saw herself is on stage, but she's quickly learning she'd die to protect the gang of misfits she's fallen into. And she just might have to. For some reason, the newly rechristened band Black Canary seems to be a magnet for trouble, and Dinah's not going to believe it when she finds out the reason why. Martial arts, super spies, and rock and roll combined from Brendan Fletcher and Annie Wu. At number 8, we've got Squadron Sinister number 1. They're the world's greatest villains, the Squadron Sinister, and they're taking Battleworld by force in this Secret Wars tie-in for fans of crime epics like The Godfather, The Sopranos, and Sons of Anarchy. But will controlling one domain be enough for Hyperion and his gang? At number 9, we have The Kitchen, number 8 of 8. It's the senses-shattering conclusion to one of the most talked-about Vertigo series in years. In the final chapter, Raven and Kath come face-to-face for control of the rackets, and one of them will learn the hard way that money is thicker than blood. At number 10, we have Superman Wonder Woman number 18. The epic new storyline Truth continues. As the pressure mounts, a relationship is tested. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Astro City number 24. It's hard to be a talking ape in the big bad city, especially when you set out to be a drummer and become a superhero instead. But will that be enough? Can fame and adventure replace lifelong dreams? Do we even have to ask? Featuring Reflex 6, Samaritan, and a few surprises. Next, we have Doomed number 1. In this startling new series, a Metropolis U student gains the power to transform into the monstrously powerful Doomsday. The power may be the key to fixing his life, but every time he transforms, he risks getting stuck forever as Superman's most heinous adversary. How far can he go before he's doomed? We've also got Dr. Fate number 1. You thought global warming was bad? Anubis, the Egyptian lord of the dead, is preparing the flood to wash the world away. Standing in his way, an overwhelmed Brooklyn med student who's been handed the helmet of fate without an instruction manual. Next, we have Harley Quinn and Power Girl number 1 of 6. Hey, remember the panel gutter between panels 3 and 4 of page 20 of Harley Quinn number 12? What? You don't? It's only like the most memorable panel gutter of the 21st century. Well, either way, we got the miniseries for you, in which the full tale of that momentous and momentary pause can be told. It's a cosmic adventure beyond your wildest imagining. Power Girl and Harley Quinn stranded in a forgotten dimension on the homeworld of the amorous warlord Vartox. They'll sacrifice anything they have to in order to get home, except their dignity. Kidding, that'll be the first thing to go. We've also got Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa number 1. High in the Citadel there exists a biodome of clean air and pure water, protected from the toxicity and anarchy of the wasteland. Here the warlord Immortan Joe keeps his most prized possessions, his wives, imprisoned for his pleasure and his insistence that they bear him healthy male heirs. Then, amid the cruel depravity, an unlikely rescuer emerges, the Immortan's most lethal warrior, the Imperator Furiosa. From the mind of George Miller, the creator of the Mad Max trilogy, the prelude miniseries to the film Mad Max Fury Road continues. Next, we have Martian Manhunter number 1. Shape-shifting Martians are invading Earth, so where is John Jones to stop them? Trust no one, as the Martian Manhunter tries to stop these ruthless alien terrorists from destroying everything. We've also got Prez number 1 of 12. Meet Beth Ross, the first teenage president of the United States. In a nation where corporations can run for office, the poor are used as human billboards, and tacos are delivered by drone, our only hope is this 19-year-old Twitter sensation. But the real question isn't whether she's ready for politics, it's whether politics is ready for her. Don't miss the start of this new 12-issue miniseries. And we've got Secret 6 number 3. Her name is Strix. What is her secret? From Marvel Comics, we've got Armor Wars number 2, Who is the Iron Hand? The mystery of the Technopolis superhero's murder deepens. Baron Tony Stark and the Domain's Thor, an armored Jim Rhodes, uncover clues that could shake Technopolis to its very core. Are Wilson Fisk and Arno Stark in league? Next we have Deathlok number 9. Can Henry Hayes take down Biotech on their home turf? What game are Agent Hope and Michael Collins playing? And will Domino play along? What happens when you put two Deathlocks in a room together? We've also got Moon Knight number 16. Moon Knight finds himself fighting against high-flying threats. With his world shakier than ever, an attack from above may finish him off. Next we have Ms. Marvel number 16. When the world is about to end, do you still keep fighting? From the moment Kamala put on her costume, she's been challenged, but nothing has prepared her for this, the last days of the Marvel Universe. Fists up, let's do this, Jersey City, plus a very special guest appearance the fans have been clamoring for. And we've got Thors number 1, the Thors of every domain, together in one book, as cosmic cops. Whenever there's trouble on Battleworld, the Thors answer the call, but a string of mysterious murders leaves some of them asking questions that may unravel all of reality. A hard-hitting Marvel Comics police drama with hammers. Lots and lots of hammers. From Boom Studios, we have Fiction number 1 of 4. Four childhood friends discover a box of strange books that, when read aloud, can transport them to the beautiful imaginary worlds described within. When one of them goes missing, the others vow to never reveal where they've been and what they've seen. Years later, when one of the remaining kids, now an adult, also mysteriously disappears, it's up to the last two of the group to dig up the dusty books and find him and finally figure out what happened to their friend all those years ago. From Image Comics, we've got Tech Jacket number 10. Tech Jacket stands on the front lines of a battle that will consume the entire galaxy. Safe to say, no one's making it out of this one without a few scars. From Valiant Entertainment, we have Bloodshot Reborn number 3, the all-new ongoing series from New York Times best-selling writer Jeff Lemire and rising star Miko Soayan reaches a blood-curdling turning point. Bloodshot is hot on the trail of another mysterious mass murderer, but he may find the only way to stop this madman is to do the one thing Bloodshot swore he would never do again. Can Bloodshot resist his past, or will he succumb to the bloodthirsty voices in his head as they get louder and more violent? Next we have Ivar Timewalker number 6, Breaking History Part 2, Three Brothers versus the Future. With the universe on the brink of destruction, Ivar must turn to his closest relatives, Armstrong and Gilad Anipada, to save Neela Sethi from the machinations of the Prometheans. The problem? These three guys couldn't be further apart. Time doesn't heal all wounds as the assault on Oblivion begins. Fred Van Lent and Francis Portela continue this time-shattering comics event. And we've got Exo Manowar number 37, Doomed by Dead Hand. The colossal cosmos-spanning finale to the Exo Manowar epic of 2015 is here. The fate of millions hangs in the balance as the forces of Dead Hand go head-to-head with the Exo Army. That's right, we said Exo Army. Can Eric of Dacia fulfill his duty as protector of Earth, or will this relentless force be his final hour? Valiant superstars Robert Venditti and Diego Bernard bring this defining moment to a rollicking, universe-crunching conclusion. Out in trades this week we have Annihilation Conquest Omnibus hardcover. In the aftermath of the Annihilation War, a devastated galaxy struggles to rebuild. The Nova Corps is destroyed, leaving only Richard Rider, who will rise to guard the galaxy from the threat of Ultron. When the Kree homeworld is invaded by the techno-organic phalanx, Star-Lord must lead a ragtag team into battle behind enemy lines with a lineup that includes Mantis, Bug, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon. Meanwhile, the new Quasar seeks a mysterious savior, and Nova and Gamora are taken over by the phalanx. Who is the haunted loner called Wraith? Can the New Mutants Warlock free Nova? And what are Ultron and the Phalanx really after? Collects Nova number 1 through 12 in Annual number 1, Annihilation Conquest Prologue number 1, Annihilation Conquest Star-Lord 1 through 4, Annihilation Conquest Quasar 1 through 4, Annihilation Conquest Wraith 1 through 4, Annihilation Conquest 1 through 6, and Annihilation Saga. And we have Black Canary and Zatanna Bloodspell trade paperback. A year ago, Black Canary infiltrated a gang of female criminals set to pull a dangerous heist at a Las Vegas casino. Its leader was skilled in hand-to-hand combat and had more than a passing interest in black magic. Rather than be captured by Canary or the law, she went to her death, vowing to get revenge on Canary. Now, 1 year later, death stalks those gang members, and Canary must turn to her friend Zatanna to help investigate. This title also includes a special sketchbook section. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. We'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.